Welcome to this Dharma If You Dare bonus episode. We hope you enjoy this soundbite from Qapel Duncan and Pawasarat Sensei on the folly of assigning happiness to objects and how happiness is actually a result of being in a good state.
Of course, we all want happiness, but we make the mistake of thinking that happiness is an object, when in fact happiness is a result. So you can't live for happiness, but you try through your objects. So you get, from your objects, you get chemicals, oxytocin, dopamine, stuff that makes you feel good. And then you tie that object to that chemical. But if the object goes, the chemical goes. And so you're dependent on these objects. In meditation, you don't need the object. So you can have calm, you can have the feeling of unity, the dialogue can decrease, the sense of unity can be there, and you can dwell in equanimity, which is blissful, the highest bliss actually, but then you don't need the object. So for instance, women like cuddles, men like cuddles too. So that's oxytocin. So when you want oxytocin, you go get a cuddle. So now you've identified the oxytocin with the cuddle. But in a meditation state, without the other body there that gives you the cuddle, you have the sense of unity, you have the sense of joy, you have the sense of equanimity, and you have an internal cuddle that you have to learn to identify as being the same drugs that you get when you get an external cuddle, but you've made the misattribution of the object when in fact in its internal state. Happiness is a result. So if you get into the clear state, you get the happiness, and then you can also go get a cuddle if you want. And in this sense, the ego is quieted. The ego is put into its place, and your automatic response to that is to try to help people do the same thing. That's the bodhisattva vow. You try to bring other people into that same realization. Briefly, if you put the state first, that's the horse, and if you put the object second, that's the cart. If you have the horse in front of the cart, life works. If you try to put the cart in front of the horse, it doesn't. Happiness is a result. It's not a thing to get. It's a result of a good state.
Or a byproduct, like you were saying earlier.
We hope you enjoyed today's soundbite. This bonus episode marks the 100th upload to the podcast feed. If you've benefited from these teachings, one of the best ways to honor that is to pay it forward. Introduce the people in your life to the podcast. Word of mouth recommendations are the most meaningful and effective way for others to find these teachings. Post your favorite episode to social media, or text a friend a link to some material you think might resonate. It's a great way to practice generosity and support awakening in our world. See you next time, and may all our efforts benefit all beings.